name is Vijay, and this is an experiment in doing some ASMR, or rather, me talking while doing some ASMR. And there's already a sound in the background, which is the ventilator, because it's really hot where I am. And I absolutely don't have any setup. This is extremely improvised, and to be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just trying it out, and I know that there is a lot of already ASMR content. Turns out this ASMR thing is actually very difficult. It looks so easy when you look at it on videos, but I think making sounds that are not too loud or scratchy is not so easy. But in any case, maybe I mix it up with some sounds of rain, and well, we can read some poetry, do whatever you want, but the big thing is to express yourself somehow, however it comes to you. And anyway, so, expressing myself has always been very hard for me. Because as being part of the LGBT community, I never felt like I belonged anywhere. It was a huge struggle to find a place for myself. I live with a feeling like there is no space for me anywhere, that the world would be better off without me, that I'm just taking up space. This kind of very defeating, self-defeating feelings. And anyways, so you try to express yourself somehow because you feel like no matter what you do, somehow it's really not good enough, and just nobody can relate to you because you yourself are having such a hard time relating to anybody or anything. It's so to the point where it's very hard to me to relate to any community. I definitely don't relate to the mainstream, to the heterosexual people, but to be honest with you, I don't 100 relate to, I don't relate to lesbians because I identify as LGBT trans, but I don't fully also relate to trans people. Just, I don't know how to explain. I just find it hard anymore to think of myself as part of a group. And but we all have a need to belong, and maybe when you get enlightened this need goes away, but until then it's a pretty strong need, and when you don't get your needs met, you fall into depression. And most of the LGBT people, queer people that I know, suffer from some form of depression or anxiety. And I myself suffered from it, from high functioning depression since the age of 11. And I suffered with suicidal thoughts many times. And anyways, so going deeper helped me, meditation, the spiritual schools, ideas, And what else? There's a million different things. But have you read T.S. Eliot? He has beautiful poetry. Poetry is something that is becoming forgotten in our age, but it's actually very powerful. So T.S. Eliot says, "Let us go then, you and I, when the evening is set out against the sky, like a patient etherized upon a table. Let us go through certain streets, the muttering retreats of..." Well, I forgot the poem. This was like 20 years ago when I went to college. Let me check out the poem. Okay. The muttering retreats of restless nights in one-night cheap hotels and sawdust restaurants with oyster shells. Streets that follow like a tedious argument of insidious intent to lead you to an overwhelming question. Oh, do not ask what is it. Let us go and make our visit. In the room the women come and go talking of Michelangelo, talking about going and making our visit. So, I have a ticket for Amsterdam for Saturday, because there was supposed to be, there is still going to be Pride, right? It's a 10-day, and I've been wanting to go for years, because 5 years ago I was in love with this Dutch girl, but I couldn't go back then because I had no cash. And so I can finally go now, and I immediately booked the ticket when they opened up when they lowered the measures. But then what happened was everybody went to party, and they had a bunch of cases. So now they put up the measures again, and a lot of people are telling me don't go. But I kinda need to do it for myself first of all, because I'm going crazy here. And I think I'm fully vaxxed, by the way. I have a passport. Not that vaccination definitely guarantees you anything, but... And I just want to fulfill that circle, when you wanted something so long, and just to get it done, regardless of the situation. Plus I'm going crazy here. Maybe it's my chance to meet some people. And so this thing with that girl ended many years ago, but I still kinda dream of her. Do you get that? It's really nasty. I mean, I'm not dreaming that I'm having sex with her or anything. It's just like a psychological. It's more painful than anything. When you see the person and you're about to meet, and then they're always like somehow disappearing from you, and it's this feeling in the dream like you can never reach what you desire. I don't know. It's this kind of like like a feeling of maybe hopelessness or something. And so I even messaged her. I know I said it's out of the blue, but if you wanna meet up, just very casual. But she didn't respond, which is understandable. Plus she's much younger than me. I'm 40 and she's 25, so it's not my place to go and mess around with the 25-year-olds. But the truth is that I didn't come out. I didn't do anything until miss that period when I myself was young. I think that really messed me up. Because I feel like a lot of the women I was with have been younger. Not because I like younger women per se, quite the opposite. But I think it's because of it's kind of something that you missed and you feel like you have to make up for it or something, I don't know. So, yeah, it's that kind of feeling. Anyways, well, this is my first try with ASMR and I have no idea what I'm doing, but it kind of, I think it's a good, it's a good rhythm for just rambling things. And because I've had a channel for a while, but I've been struggling to find the right type of content that I know that I want to talk about serious issues such as mental health and spirituality and enlightenment and meditation and things like this. But, how do you do that? Like, do you position yourself as a authority? Which I could from some perspectives, I have some education and stuff. Or do you position yourself as somebody who's gone through these things, or just somebody who speaks to the other as somebody who's experiencing it to other people who are experiencing it? So there's many different takes on this, and you have to find something that works, and so far I have not found anything that works, but I'm gonna keep on trying because let me see how it's gonna be if I talk like this instead of through through this little mesh over here. Let's see if there is like a difference in the quality. So yeah, let me know if you think I should go or not go. I don't like tapping sounds. What are your favorite sounds? I like brushing sounds for sure. These I think are my favorite sounds. And when I listen to ASMR, I